Well, tonight on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to dive into something that the Democrats like to use. They've been using this particular saying for a long time now. And I want to give a shout out to Sister Demetria for sharing this video what we're going to show you tonight, this morning. We'll make sure to give her a shout out for that. Make sure you go subscribe to Sister Demetria's channel, Demetria K, on YouTube. Now, do you remember 5 years ago, there was a story from Sinclair Media Group where they exposed how they was using propaganda to sway people with their messaging. If you kind of forgot about that video, let me play that short clip.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
So I just wanted to jog your memory about that particular story. And when people initially seen it, they're like, wow, look at there. And I can tell you, just even having a media platform myself, that we can shape minds. We can get people to be happy. We can get people to be sad. We can get people angry. We can stir people up. We can do all kind of things through media. But I always say media has to be used in a good way. Media can be used as an agent of justice. And we have used media as an agent of justice all over the place. One agent of media we have used is the cell phone. The cell phone, by taking those photos and taking those videos, posted on social media, a lot of us see it, give commentary to it, has brought justice when this system did not want to bring justice on that particular perpetrator. You understand? If the sister that recorded what happened to George Floyd did not record that and post that, we would have never known about any of that. The world wouldn't have been turned on its head if that sister wouldn't have recorded. So that's using a form of media as an agent of justice. But you also have the white supremacists that use the media to propagandize you into believing in white supremacy, propagandizing themselves like they're so much better. How did they convince people they're better? Through propaganda. Now, propaganda simply is just the sharing of media ideas, etc., on a biased slant to mislead and injure, or could be to harm people for your own purposes. That is like the evil form of propaganda. So the white supremacists use it through movies. They use it through music. That's why media is important. You have to understand, even the Bible talks about the prince of the power of the air. Media is extremely important. You want to know why we could travel to other countries and some people know our lineage, know our people, and think we so cool? Is because of media. And also at the same time, there are people that see Black Americans show up in countries and thinking that we're all old dog from Menace to Society. And we're nothing like that because it's through media. So the white supremacists understand that you got to try to control every form of media for your own purposes. But one thing that we have learned to do in this time of the age of knowledge and more technology is that we have learned to use our form of media to go against injustice, go against the sellouts, call out people like the Democrat Party with our messaging, because they're not going to do it, because the Democrat Party benefits white supremacy just as much as the Republican Party benefits white supremacy. And no party want to see white supremacy end. So we got to have our own media that promotes the ending of white supremacy and the rising of true justice and true equality. You understand? So the Democrats use propaganda as well. And they've been using this propaganda for a long time against you to get you to go out there and vote for them. Well, just as much you saw that Sinclair video, I want you to watch this video what the Democrats have done for years. Let's go ahead and roll that.
This is the most important election of our lifetime. The stakes are high.
To be a part of the most important election of our lifetime
In the most important election of a lifetime, where everything that you care about is on the line.
This is the single most important election any of you in this room will ever have voted on.
That's why this election could not be more important. This election is the most important election of our lifetime.
It's not an exaggeration to suggest that this is the most important election anyone in this room will ever participate in.
I can't think of a time in my lifetime when this country has faced a more important election. Now, I know politicians always come out and say, this is the most important election. Well, this time we're telling you the truth.
This is the most important election in our lifetimes.
When we vote in this election, we'll be deciding what kind of country we want to live in.
I really believe it's the most important election of our lifetimes because we've never had a clearer choice.
There are only now 7 days left in the most important election of our lifetimes.
Voice is important, it matters, and this is one of the most important elections of our lifetime.
No hyperbole. This election is bigger than politics. This is the most important election you have ever heard, no matter how old or young you are.
The real reason I came down to Miami, because this Tuesday might be the most important election of our lifetimes. Politicians will always say that, but this time it's actually true.
This is a national emergency of our moral values. That's why this is the most important election of our lifetime. This is a moral reckoning as much as anything.
This is clearly the most important election in the modern history of this country. And Joe Biden, you have a human being who is empathetic.
3 days until the most important election of our lifetimes. And that includes mine, which was pretty important. This Tuesday, everything is on the line.
I believe this is the most important, and this is not rhetoric, I truly believe this is the most important election in our lifetime.
It's the most important election in our lifetimes, not because I'm running.
This is the most important election of our lifetime.
I can't do the insurance reform stuff.
We took a long time to do our bill.
I can't dictate this stuff.
But I can't do that by myself.
We don't have the assurances.
One of the lessons I've learned in my first 4 years is that you can't change Washington from the inside.
Now, that video that they put together, and shout out to the people that put that together, that video is a trip, but it's the truth. Every year, every midterm, it's always the most important election of your lifetime. But if it's the most important election of my lifetime, that one election, my whole life is hinging on voting for a politician who's controlled by a corporation. That is what my life is hinged on, not on what I do, not what happens in my community, not what happens in the country, not what God says, right? No, you. And a lot of the issue has been is that black folk have leaned on the Democrats and their politicians like God. And that's why we always constantly being disappointed, because even the scriptures teach, do not depend on man. Depend on God first and then depend on yourself. You leaning on a man that can't even do nothing for his own self. So every year they come to you say it's the most important election of your lifetime. And if it's the most important election, why we never get nothing out of it? Democrats. Why? It's so important that we got to come out and vote. Like I say, it's part of the fear mongering and fear tactics that the Democrats use against black people. They'll say it's the most important election of your lifetime because those Republicans going to put you back in slavery. It's the most important election of your lifetime because the Republicans are going to take away food stamps. It's the most important election of your lifetime because they're going to take away welfare. It's the most important election of your lifetime, black people, because you're going to lose your jobs. You're going to lose everything. This is why you got to come out here and vote for us, because those Republicans is going to take everything away. So this is the most important election of your lifetime. But then when they get in there, as you saw toward the end of the video, what Obama said was really something. If it's the most important election of your lifetime, and then you say, well, you can't really change Washington from the inside. Duh. It's the system of white supremacy. Washington changes from the outside. Washington changes from the soil. You understand? We would have never got a Civil Rights Act if we didn't get out there in the streets and put foot to pavement and foot to butt. That's how black people got it. They didn't get it by go and vote. The greatest lie that was ever sold to black people is that you can go out and vote and actually get what you needed. Think about every freedom that we have acquired. We have acquired it from the grassroots. And the grassroots have made the politicians do what they need to do because we're turning up so much that listen, let's go back to George Floyd. We don't got to go back to the 60s. Just go back to George Floyd. Black people were turning up in this country. And people throughout the world was turning up in this country. What did these people do? These so-called powerful corporations. The first thing they started doing, hey, we're going to create diversity and equity programs, and we're going to get money, and we're going to get, whatever we got to do. Just please stop. These powerful corporations, they got so much money. But when black folks say, okay, enough is enough. We sick and tired of this crap. We ain't got nothing to lose at this point. When we act peaceful, you put us in jail and everything else. We don't have nothing. So we might as well go out there and do what we need to do to try to get something that we need. You won't give us justice because you let the race soldiers go run around and do what you want to do. So we got to go out there and enact justice. So we'll make you arrest him. And that's why Derek Chauvin got arrested, because the people made them do it by causing billions of dollars worth of damage. So they say, okay, we got to arrest him now. We didn't want to, but we got to do it. You know why he was convicted? Because the people outside say, if this man walk, it's about to be on and popping if he walk. He better not walk. The people outside ready for him for that. Let him walk. See, George Zimmerman is the only one that got away with it. Nobody else is really going to get away with it like that when the eyes of black America is homed in on somebody. See, they don't like to have our eyes homed in on anything dealing with white supremacy, because when we home our eyes onto something, we're going to make a change with it. When we got our proverbial teeth into something like that, no, it's going to change. This is why they don't want us to set our sights on anything. This is why they want us to stay being degenerates. This is why they want to love promoting twerking and OnlyFans and smoking cannabis all day and getting drunk all the time. If you're high, you're drunk, you're doing all kind of illicit, sex and everything else, you're not focused on making a change. And you listen to music that's trying to influence you to criminality, that's not going to focus on you to make a change. That's why they invest so much money into degenerate behavior with black folk, because as long as black folks being degenerate and distracted, then the system's going to stay exactly how they want it. But when black folks throw away degeneracy, black folks throw away all the addictions that they're giving you. Black folks say, no, it's time to get some justice. It's time to get some freedom. And say, oh, man, here we go. Listen, that Alabama video, let's talk about that. You see what happens when black folks get focused? You see what happens when we see a brother getting jumped by the white supremacists, and then we spring into action? That scares the white supremacists. You know that? Let me tell you why that video has really scared the white supremacists. Every day of their lives, in the back of their mind, that's what they fear, what you saw in that Alabama video. They fear that because they know what they've done to us, and even what they do to us now. And they know that a comeuppance has to happen behind all the things they've ever done to us. The best thing for them to do is really pay reparations, and actually that would suffice a lot of the issue. But no, because just like Pharaoh in the Bible, heart grew even harder, the white supremacist heart grows even harder too against us. And instead of them taking it the easy way and not the hard way, they decide I'm not going to do nothing. Forget them. What I saw in that video in Alabama, black people are tired. Black people are just justifiably angry. And do you know that port where that happened at was a slave port where they brought our ancestors to this place to be slaves? So really the spirit of the ancestors was in those brothers and sisters taking care of business in Alabama. But the white supremacists, they fear that. That is their greatest fear, is that black folks say, I don't care about nothing no more. It's on and popping. Even the police was there and they didn't care about the police either. It was on. And they started. See, one thing my mom always told me, and I live by this, don't start a fight with nobody, but finish it. I believe in that. You will never see me pick fights with nobody. But you better believe you pick with me, I got to finish it. It's just that simple. However way I choose to finish it. But the Democrats, they don't do nothing about these white supremacists out here. They don't do anything with them. But it's supposed to be the most important election of our lifetime, right? We're not protected in this country from these white supremacists. With Democrats getting in office, if it's the most important election of our lifetime, why don't we have an anti-black hate crime bill? When something is the most important election for you, that means you're going to get something out of it. The most important election since, at least they showed them there, 2004. And nothing for black folk has gotten better. Nothing. Actually, it's gotten proverbial worse. But it's the most important election of our lifetime. In 2024, they're going to say the same thing. It's the most important election of our lifetime. Who is our? That's first and foremost, our. But they directing that at black folk for the most part. You understand? The Democrat Party needs to keep deceiving you. They need to keep fear-mongering you, scaring you. But one thing I'm loving about a lot of you brothers and sisters is that it's not working. Why isn't it working? Remember when I talked about the power of media? See, when you listen to a person like myself for a good 40 to 60 days, I'm going to put something on your mind a little bit. Even if you don't like what I'm saying at first, I'm going to put something on your mind. Let me tell you something. They are white supremacists that watch this program. Matter of fact, they're watching the program right now. And they even agree with me on some things. They don't like my black behind at all. But they even agree. They can't even stay away from listening to me. Now, I clearly tell everybody that everything I do is centered to the black community, the African diaspora. That's where I'm best suited. I'm not trying to cross over. I'm not trying to gain different people. I'm just going to be me and promote what I need to promote. See, I learned a long time ago, brothers and sisters, we make everything hot. I don't have to go cross over nowhere. Everything that we do, everybody come to it. We put music out, everybody come to it. We do sports, everybody come to it. We dress a certain way, everybody want to copy that. We dance a certain way, everybody want to copy that. So why do we need to be crossing over? We don't have to do that. We just be ourselves. So with me continuing my messaging the way it is to the community, do you know I have a lot of white people that's always messaging me about what I say and agree with me in what I say? Asians and Hispanics and all kinds, and I don't even talk about them like that. Only time you hear me talking about them, if it's something they doing that's injustice against us, well, other than that, whatever they doing, that's their business. I stay out of it. I stay in my lane with the black community. There's a lot of people that understand what we talking about in this section of media. They understand the truth is here. They know that. And I always tell you, truth has no bearing on nobody's ethnicity, color, etc. It don't. When you listen to us talk, we're not beholden to no corporations or Joe Biden or whoever else. We're not. We're talking about what's going on for our people. We talking about what's going on for our people, and that's really important. But as this election is going to be coming up, and they're going to keep repeating to you the most important election of our lifetime, when they come tell you that, I'll say, yeah, you know what? This election will be important. What you going to do about reparations? I want to hear that. Because last time I checked, only 49% of Democrats support reparations. We need at least 85 to 90% support of reparations. So your election is not important to me unless reparations in the form of lineage-based, not race-based, lineage-based reparations in the form of cash payments to the descendants of slaves or freedmen. Is that what we're going to do? If we're not going to do that, this election don't mean crap to me. Are we going to do an anti-black hate crime bill? Are we not? Why is this election important to me? When you tell somebody the most important election of my lifetime, that means it's something about that that's going to fundamentally change my life, my community's life, etc. But all we have been getting is the same status quo, the same white supremacy. And then the killer about Democrats is that they give everything to everybody else who's not even citizens. But you went and told black folk this is the most important election of your lifetime. So the Democrats can get in there and give $113+ billion to Ukraine. It was the most important election of your lifetime to get you to come out and vote in the midst of a global pandemic. So all these people that come in from south of the border can go to your cities and get your tax dollars because they have to house them, they have to feed them, they have to do everything else. That's what you voted for, because it was the most important election of your lifetime. Or black people, it was the most important election of your lifetime, but yet they gave the Asian community a hate crime bill. But that's the most important election of your lifetime, to make sure you take care of everybody else and don't do nothing for yourself. And then when you demand something, how dare you, Black America? How dare you ask for something? How dare you demand something? How dare you? They send out Boule Martin to talk down to you and you demand something. Calling you stupid, calling you dumb, calling you Simple Simons and everything else that Boule Martin like to say, using a bunch of expletives to talk to black folk. This guy, Joy Reid, she may not cuss you out like that, but Joy Reid is going to fearmonger you to forever. Because it's the most important election of your lifetime. And the Democrats and their propaganda, they can go to hell with that propaganda. Because that's all it is propaganda and deception of my people. And one thing I love about today is that in the age of the internet, the age of AI and all of that, which AI is a beautiful thing. I love AI. The more and more I see it, AI is really even helping me do certain things now that is amazing. In this age, you cannot deceive people like that. You can ask Alexa, you can ask Siri, you can ask all kind of things now to get information real quick. Even if you don't know how to search it, you can ask, and the AI will tell you. The AI will bust a lot of these Democrats out and how they lie to us constantly. This is why that old generation is scared of AI, not because it's going to turn to Skynet from Terminator, but they're scared because they can't lie to you much when everybody got access to AI. Because you could ask a question and say, wait a minute, can you give me the points of this particular bill? And then the AI is giving you the points of a bill. Say, what the hell did they put in that bill? See, they don't like that. They don't like you having information. See, in the schoolhouse, they have dumbed down the education so much it's ridiculous. But the AI, now you can get educated. And they not liking that. Just like they don't like the TikTok thing. So many things you learn from TikTok, right? Like you learn a lot from YouTube. They don't like that. The Democrats do good when people are remedial and not learned. Even you seeing that video in a loop that you saw just now, all the people that saw that, you're going to be like, oh, hell no. And the moment you hear them say that, you're going to lose it. You're going to lose it. You say, look at what these people are doing. It's literally a freaking script. Just like the Sinclair thing. It's a script. They're saying it is. I've been telling y'all the Democrats have a script. When you hear them using the same words all the time, equity, 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 oh, diversity, inclusion, oh, when you keep hearing them use the same words, that politician is not repeating what he or she want to say. They're taking talking points from the Democrats that come out of their Democrat think tanks, just like Republicans have their own think tanks as well. What I want us to do is when we hear certain things, I want our ears to perk up like a dog ear perk up. Dogs, they can hear, 100 times more than we can hear. Well, I want our ears, when we hear certain things people are saying, to perk up and say, oh, what? What did you just say? Important election, man, get out of my face, man. Get out of my face. Because you gaming me. You gaming me, and I'm not playing with that you gaming me stuff. Nope. Matter of fact, I want you to go talk to the white people to go vote for you. I want you to go talk to the Asians. Why are you afraid to spend money on the Asian community? Why? Why don't you go spend millions of dollars in the Asian community to get out the Asian vote? Why don't you go do that? Show up at their churches. Show up there at their different houses of worship. Show up there and go kiss their babies and hug on them. Why don't you go show up to the Catholic Church with the Hispanic community and tell them about voting for you? Go talk to these different groups of people that you're prioritizing. Do you know Ukrainians have access to our Social Security that comes to this country? Do you know that? So go talk to those Ukrainians that you brought in here. You're bringing a lot of them in here too on the low, but you're bringing a lot of Ukrainians here. But you're bringing them in by the airplane. They're not coming through the southern border. You're giving Ukrainians money, but you're not giving black folks no money. That's what I'm talking about. All these other people are benefiting off of our votes, and we get nothing out of the deal. So this is why a lot of black people say, I'm good. You can have that election. I'm good. I don't need it. I'm straight. I'll figure it out. Because you know what? When we came off them plantations, we didn't go vote anything. Was Black Wall Street built by voting? Was the 60 plus towns built by black people? Towns, not neighborhoods, towns in America. Did they build that by voting? Or did we actually put our hands and get our feet to work and build something? Everything that I ever built in my personal life didn't come through voting. The company that I have now, I didn't get it through voting. My wife's business that she has, she didn't get it through voting. Even the career I had prior to all of this, I didn't get that through voting. I got that do hard work and also working smart at the same time. You don't need these people's elections to do anything. If they won't do nothing for you, then you let them have it. Hey, do you? I don't care about that. And then Joy Reid say, well, or even the Shields, they should like to show up. I don't know why y'all showing up over here. I don't know. This is not the place for you, Democrat Shields. It's not. And you want to go make comments in the comment section, but you don't actually even try to have a conversation with me. Well, this kind of messaging is dangerous. Dangerous to who? What do you mean by dangerous? I'm just talking to my people. Not doing nothing more, nothing less. In my studio here, right? I'm just talking on this microphone. I'm not out there committing a crime. Not saying nothing out of line. How is this dangerous? Oh, it's dangerous because my people going to wake up. It's dangerous because they're going to say, man, the hell with these Democrats, man. Take that most important elections to other people. Don't take that over here. If that's what's dangerous. Because notice they never use that term dangerous or anything like that except for black people. They got to keep you on the plantation, folks. So when you hear them say the most important election, just walk away. Any Democrat candidate say that, walk away, because they gaming you and they want you to vote to keep the status quo going. What's the status quo? White supremacy. and understand that we live underneath an authoritarian regime as Black Americans. We're not truly Americans if we're being mass incarcerated. It don't matter how much you swing an American flag, Black folk. You're not truly an American if you're mass incarcerated. You're not truly an American if you have a high credit score and you still can't get the loan. That's not what you do to an American. See, them folks, they don't have to have the credit to still get the home loan, the business loan. They're not mass incarcerated, even though it's more of them in this country than us. But they're not mass incarcerated. There's no 3 strikes law they put in for them. They dealing with meth and heroin and everything else. They got them laid out all on the streets. But not one time has Joe Biden came out and said that these people need to be put in jail, that if they need treatment, they need to have treatment in jail. He never said that about his people. But he surely said that about mine when they were dealing with a medical issue, right? Because when it was crack cocaine, it was everybody a criminal. But when it's his people, it's a medical issue. And you wonder why Black folks are upset. You wonder why Black folks are sick and tired of y'all. Because trust me, go once again, back to the Alabama video. Black folks are just sick and tired of y'all. We sick and tired and being sick and tired of being sick and tired. And actually the sick and tired feeling is all over the Black world. You see all the developments that's happening in the African continent right now. They sick and tired of them. Black people, we want our freedom and we want to be just left alone. You go your way, I go mine. And we can get along great that way. Because as long as you keep on attacking us and doing different things to us, it's just not a good thing. So if they text your phone, if they call you, whatever, if they come to your house, the most important election of your lifetime, just remember, say, no, I'm not voting for you at this point because now you're lying to me. You got nothing for me. If it's not reparations with cash payments, the anti-Black hate crime bill, if it's not nothing like that, don't vote for them. Just that simple. And I be like hoping one of them show up to my house. I like be hoping it. But none of them show up to my house though. But boy, the day they do, I'm cutting on my camera and it's going to be great. I can't wait to talk to a Democrat that show up to my door talking about trying to vote for one of them. Oh, I'll be looking for it, but they don't show up to my house like that. I guess they know better. Say, nah, let me not mess with him because he know a little too much. I can't make him scared about no Republicans. But ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we got to stay on the Democrats. And I know some of you shills that say, oh, what about that? Listen, go over there with Boulay Martin. Y'all can just talk about Democrat all day. Y'all can say how silly we are, how stupid we are, and we got to participate in the process. No, we don't. No, we don't. We participate when we get something out the deal. That's when we participate in the process. I don't do performative voting. I'm just not doing it. I'm going to vote with a purpose. And if the purpose is me getting something, then doggone it, that's what I'm going to vote for. And if you don't give me nothing, don't worry about me voting. I'm good, and you will be good too.